I never liked Valentine's Day. Genuinely, never liked it. And I'm gonna try to reclaim it this year. So if you feel like you want to reclaim this day as well and you have complex feelings with this day, please stick around. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a good time while I do a bit of art. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Orlane. I run this channel. I have a podcast. I'm obsessed with self-development, helping you heal and grow while I heal and grow. It's a really fun time here. I'm also a singer, have another channel where I share with you making sense of life through music. So that's really fun as well. But all of the links will be in the description, so if anything resonates, if you want to get to know me a bit deeper or whatever, you can go. Everything is in the description, you have everything there. But no, today we're going to talk about Valentine's Day and my very complex relationship, mostly of hatred, dislike with this day, the 14th of February, and we're going to talk about it because I genuinely, fully, wholeheartedly believe that I cannot be the only one that has these complex feelings with Valentine's Day. So let's start talking about it, shall we? Let's start with the beginning. Valentine's Day for me I started disliking it because of what I put in my mind that it represented. For me, Valentine's Day was a day to show your love to another person. And when I say another person, show your love to another person romantically. Valentine's Day in my head was never really about friendship or about self-love at all. It was always about being able to show your love to somebody else that you were attracted to, that you liked romantically, right? And for me, I did not get into my first relationship until 19. And a lot of people around me were in relationships much earlier than that. And Valentine's Day always represented, for me, year after year, feelings of being unlovable. Feelings of like, hey, Orlane, yet again, no guy likes you. No guy wants to be with you because clearly if they wanted to, you'd be with someone. Or, it was always a representation of, oh, you're still alone. You're still the girl that's still alone and nobody wants you and you're unlovable and you don't get to get the flowers. You don't get to do all the cute stuff. You don't get to have the cute little photo or the cute little date, or you don't get to do these things because you have no one around you. You have no man around you. And so that was always a feeling for me of feeling like very othered, very different again. And Valentine's Day was always a day that I struggled with. I would always I would put a show for it. Our school as well would rebranded that day as Friendship Day, which softened the blow a little bit, but it was always a day that I really did not like. And it was always a day that I would fall asleep on the 14th of February every single year and hope, is next year gonna be my year? Is it? Am I gonna have somebody next year? And year after year, no, still no flowers, still no man, still no one. Am I really lovable? Can I be lovable? Because I'm 19 and I've never gotten flowers from a man. And it was difficult. It really truly was difficult. And then I got in a relationship. And very early on, I thought when we were official and everything, oh, maybe next Valentine's Day it'll finally be my turn. Maybe I'm finally gonna wake up and, the 14th of February, I'll have a Valentine. And I did, but I still felt different. And I still felt othered. And I still felt like I thought something was missing. And obviously in hindsight, now that I'm looking back on this and talking about this and opening up about this, I realized, okay, yes, I felt this way partly because of the relationship that I was in, but also partly because of the body keeps the score. And the reason why I think Valentine's Day for me was such a difficult process for so long was that as much as I appreciated myself, as much as I had a lot of self-trust, a lot of self-confidence, I really do think that my self-love was not at the same level. I really think that I, for a very long time, needed other people to love me, other people to validate me, to be like, hey, you're loved, you're good, you're okay. And then the breakup happened, and the breakup was very tough. The breakup was one of those moments in life where you're cornered in a little place and you feel like literally nobody can help you. Nobody can get you out of that hole apart from yourself. What does being cornered in a little corner feel like and teach you about life and teach you about yourself? Self-love. And that's how beautiful love is, right? The universe sends you the lessons that you need to learn. And yes, sometimes they're very tough, sometimes they're very aggressive, but going on this whole journey for the last, I don't know how many months now, has allowed me to develop self-love, has allowed me to realize how much of a good friend I was to other people, how loving I was to other people, to my family, to my friends, but how not so good of a friend I was to myself. If I was tired, I don't care. You're waking up at that time. You don't get to sleep longer. You've got things to do. Oh, if I had a bit less of a good grade, you're dumb. See, you didn't work hard enough. You know, and all of my self-talk was not very nice in a lot of ways, was very harsh, was very unforgiving. I had still sometimes have a very unwilling to be able to forgive myself. I can forgive other people, but myself, very difficult. And so going through this sort of like period of solitude, of more loneliness, of, you know, growing and evolving, and a lot of the times you got to do that a little bit more on your own, has really taught me that and has forced me to learn to love my own self-company and learn to develop my self-love. And that's something that I really want to share with you guys today. Is self-love is something that you can develop. It's like a muscle. You know, you can start going to the gym and build it, and over time you're going to feel like, ooh, I look kind of cool, like look at my bicep. Same thing with self-love. You can go to the self-love gym, do it, it's going to feel weird, it's going to feel annoying, but the more you do it, the more you're like, ooh, did I actually really do that? Did I feel comfortable doing that and talking to myself in this way? Wow, the evolution. Just like my bicep grew, wow, my self-love grew. And that is something that you can do. Genuinely, that is something that you can do, because why do I know? Because I've done it. Because I've done it. And the problem as well is that fake self-love is very easy to do. It's very easy to fake, to be like, oh, like, you know, I love my body, I like how I look, but do you like who you are as a person? Have you been able to fully accept and appreciate all parts of yourself? See, I think that was the problem with me. I appreciated and accepted a lot of parts of myself that were lovable and, you know, good to watch, and like the good student and all of those good things. But the darker parts of me, we don't look at those. We don't talk about those. We don't vibe with those. We don't flirt with them. But the breakup forced me to go in my basement time and time and time again to deepen my understanding, my appreciation for my basement. And so now that I've been there so many times, it's almost as if I've been able to integrate the part of me that is beautiful, and, you know, you can see it, and like it's like, you know, all the good things, kind of like the CV version of me. But I've been able to integrate that part of myself with my darkness, my shadows, my difficult moments, my ugly bits as well. And now that I've done that, now that I'm able to accept all pieces of me, all of me, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that's when my self-love has grew so much more, because I don't have selective love for myself anymore. Yeah, and so I've realized that if you're not able to accept all parts of you, it's very difficult to be in a harmonious relationship and trust and believe someone when they tell you that they like all of you. Because how can they love all of you when you don't even like all of yourself? Because if you don't like all of yourself, chances are you're probably putting a display of who you are, putting a display of who you think the version of you is that is the most lovable. So you'll share a few things here and there, but not the full depth, because you're like, oh, if I go to that level, it's not going to be very pretty. And that's something that I've learned. And obviously there's stories where people are like, no, like my partner liked all of me, but I didn't, and then I went on this journey, and then Obviously that also happens, that also works, and a lot of the times life is in the nuance. But to be able to really feel fully comfortable with yourself, you have to be comfortable with all bits of yourself. Even the ugly, even the dark. And visiting your basement is important for that. But going back to Valentine's Day, this year I decided that enough of this arc of not liking Valentine's Day. I've disliked Valentine's Day when I was not in a relationship. I didn't love it when I was in a relationship. So now I want to go on a journey where I'm going to make this day a fun, cool, beautiful day. I'm going to get myself flowers. See, I spent my whole life thinking, hey, I need to wait to have a man by my side to buy me flowers. Because if I buy them on my own, they're invalid. They're kind of lazy, they're lousy, they're kind of like dumb and corny, and, you know, they're like, oh, baby little flowers, you're cute. They don't mean the same thing than if it's somebody else. But how? How is that something that I was able to properly think and be like, oh, if they're coming from me, then they mean less than if they're coming from someone else. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with myself. Nobody else. I'm gonna spend all of my life. I've been with myself since the moment I was born to the moment I'm gonna die. Same thing for you. So how is it that we say that the flowers that somebody else buys for us means 1,000 times more than the flowers that we can buy for ourselves? Such a weird concept. Such a weird concept that like I fully bought into and fully accepted. And then I was like, well, clearly there's no man around. I don't want a man around. When I was going through my breakup, I was like, the last thing I want right now is to have another man by my side. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy my own self flowers. I want flowers. And I'm not gonna wait for years or months till there's another man that can do that for me. I can do that for myself. So I am going to. And it started with the flowers. And then I felt empowered. I felt proud. I was like, wow, like these flowers mean something to me. They really do. And they're bringing me this feeling of satisfaction and this feeling of feeling loved, but loved by who? By me. And what a beautiful feeling. What a beautiful feeling that was. And then so it started with the flowers, and then I was like, hey, like if I was in a relationship, I probably would go to a coffee shop and work. What's stopping me from doing that on my own? Nothing. I'm gonna go on a coffee shop and I'm gonna wear a nice outfit and I'm gonna feel good and I'm gonna feel beautiful and I'm gonna feel like I'm, you know, on top of the world the same way that I would if I was in a relationship, but I'm gonna do it on my own, because why would I wait to do that until somebody else is by my side? Why would I delay my happiness? Why would I delay my joy just because there's nobody that I can quote unquote share it with? I can share it with myself. I can have cool moments and cool memories that I get to be like one day telling my kids beautiful stories that happened between me and me. Right? I have so many memories of me and my family, me and like my ex, me and like my friends. But the last few months have been about creating memories between me and me. And that's been a beautiful process. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this is because I know that I'm not the only one going through this. I know that there's other people that need that little extra push to show them that self-love is not a corny thing. Self-love is an act of love. It will bring you that fuzzy feeling in your heart that you get with another person, but with yourself. You get to do these things. You get to experience these beautiful, beautiful moments between you and yourself. You know, if you're gonna have memories with everybody else in the world, you owe it to yourself to also have memories between you and yourself. So for me, it started with buying myself flowers. Then it started with going to coffee shops on my own. Then I went on a trip on my own. That was a whole wild thing. I was like, wow, I'm here on my own in a whole new foreign country. But I'm not gonna let the fact that I'm single or having friends all over the world that are not free at the same time as me prevent me from doing things that I want to do. And so, you know, starting these things really allows to do step by step by step by step to now feeling like, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready to reclaim Valentine's Day and make this a cool, fun, beautiful day. Not a day, the amounts of times that I've cried so like ugly crying on Valentine's Day, feeling like that's it, nobody's gonna love me, and blah, 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 forgetting that I could have the power to love myself. And that yes, everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to have somebody in their life that's going to be there and do these beautiful things for them. I don't deny that. And I'll get that someday. And you'll get that someday also. But I was completely forgetting that I could also start doing these things for me, and that would give me a level of joy as well. So I was denying myself joy, denying myself feeling happy and fulfilled and feeling love because nobody else was exteriorly bringing it to me. Completely forgetting that I could do that for myself. And this breakup really forced me, really put like the magnifying glass on this aspect of my life to force me to develop that. And so this year, I'm reclaiming Valentine's Day. I'm gonna make it a fun day. I don't know what feelings are gonna show up, right? It's not Valentine's Day today. I don't know what feelings are gonna show up, but I'm doing things to hopefully enjoy that day. You know, I might just like go to an event like that day, or I'm gonna like spend time with myself and organize a really cute little solo date. The amounts of solo dates that I've done, guys, since I was single, countless. And they bring me so much joy, you know? The thought of being like, hey, tonight I'm just gonna sit in bed, I'm gonna watch Netflix, I'm gonna have a face mask, I'm gonna like just have a good time with my own self. The empowerment, the like strength that comes from that is beautiful. And yeah, sometimes it gets lonely. Obviously it gets lonely. But also the strength, the inner knowing that I've got myself, super, super beautiful to do. And so I had an idea the last few days that I wanted to get back into arts this year, get back into like arts and crafts and stuff like that. I used to be very arts and craft, I mean I'm still very arts and craft, but since moving to the UK I move room to room every year. There's not a lot of space to keep things, so I don't have literally any art supplies at all. But I decided that I was going to change that I was going to go buy some arts and crafts. I thought I was going to do it a lot closer to Valentine's Day, but today I was with a friend and she was going to an arts and crafts shop, and I was like, hey, I'll come with because I want to do that. So here's what I bought. I bought some watercolor like things to get into watercolor. I've never really done it apart from like when I was like a baby. I've done acrylic stuff before, but not watercolor, and I was like, watercolor feels like it's very simple to like keep, so we're gonna create this new skill over the next few weeks, and hopefully maybe I'll do like a Valentine's Day themed little painting on the day that I'll post on Instagram. And so the people that are here that have listened to this video and shared this beautiful moment with me, you'll get to like be in this little like inside bubble of like, oh, this is like some piece of art that she's done for Valentine's Day. Boom. Look at the colors. Look at how beautiful they are. They're so freaking beautiful. It's been a journey. A lot of the times when you observe life, you realize how much of a journey life is, how much of, you know, you learn small things along the way. You gather little pebbles, and then at some point the pebbles make sense together. They make a beautiful picture. But sometimes you just have 5 pebbles and like, what does this mean? And I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to understanding a lot of things about my life, that included. And you know, being at this point of life, in the stage of life where I feel empowered, like so freaking empowered to be able to do these things, to be able to feel comfortable, to just spend time with myself. And it's, you know, it's 7 p.m. right now, and I'm just going to be in my room painting and not having this feeling of like, oh, I wish somebody was with me, oh, I wish this was, I had people to share this with, and accepting that people will come, but for now I've got myself, and I get to experience these beautiful, beautiful moments between me and me, moments that I'll cherish forever, you know, moments that will have really strengthened my bond between me, and that is probably the most beautiful gift that 2023 has given to me, amidst all of the breakup, all of the pain, all of the scars that it's left. It's given me also beautiful, beautiful gifts, this one included. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Please let me know what you thought of this. Please let me know what your feelings are surrounding Valentine's Day. I know this was a bit more of a chatty video, but sometimes, I mean, I always do chatty videos, but you know, I hope you enjoyed it. It was less structured, I guess, but I hope that you found what you were looking for in this. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video with other people that could benefit from it as well. I'm here on this channel every single Sunday on my podcast as well, and I think every Wednesday as well, at least trying to get here a lot more often every Wednesday to give you a bit of bonus videos, just conversation videos to help you even a little bit more. You know, I love what I do, so I just love it. I love being able to share this life with you guys. Entonces, I'm gonna go and I'll show you guys what I get up to. I'll put you at the end of the video what I've done, and then on Instagram on Valentine's Day, like the Valentine's Day special that I've done. Life is beautiful. You get to make life beautiful. You really do. Bye guys. Guys, I don't know how to do watercolor. Like, I really don't know. I'm learning something new. Let's see. Let me find a video. Watercolor tutorial beginner. Techniques you need to know. Okay, I'm gonna watch this video and then we'll see what I get on with.